Good morning. Welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Branson Quirke.
I'm Jim Eckhart.
How's it going, Jim?
I'm chilling.
We are again here filling in for Charlie and Charlie. Charlie Cotton is on vacation right now, and Charlie Neff is just very busy.
The news desk is working right now, working really hard.
Exactly. And we filmed this podcast in the morning, so this happens a lot. It's because we're so busy breaking news in the morning, and that's why Charlie is always up to something. She's one of our best.
She is. She's
one of our
top producers,
if not the top. Right?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
We'll give her that cred. How was your week? How was your week so far?
It's
Jim?
been all right. We got through Monday. Now
Yeah.
it's Tuesday. I think we're just trying to. The big story right now is obviously the Bezos wedding. So
Sure.
we're trying to break as many stories as we can about that here in the newsroom.
Right. It's craziness out there right now. Last night I went into a Heart episode myself. So not a great night. SVT, AFib overnight. And but I'm here today. I thought I'd miss work today, but here we are.
You go too hard at the gym yesterday?
Me and Jim, we go to the gym together, and yes, I think that's what happened. Yeah, 220 BPM, if you must know. That's where I clocked out at. So, okay, so into our stories today, we're going to talk about, obviously, the biggest story everybody's talking about, this massive wedding, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. And there's, like you said, a ton of angles to this. Where's the wedding happening? Who's going to be at this wedding? How much it's going to cost? It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
It is not cheap at all, but he can afford it.
And actually, I'm very shocked by the figure, by the way. I'll reveal the figure later, but I'm shocked how low it is. We'll also talk about Amanda Bynes. She is revealing that she's going to be continuing her weight loss journey, now going on Ozempic. So
Interesting.
Good
for her.
Good for her, and it's interesting.
We'll talk about
that.
I think I do too.
More so about Ozempic and using it. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. And we'll also talk about Karate Kid star Mark Kove. If you've watched Cobra Kai, massive star Karate Kid, everybody knows this guy. Mm-hmm. He's the villain in the original movies. And he got into a really interesting situation at a fan convention in which he was actually reprimanded by police for biting a co-star.
Yeah. Ultimately had to leave.
Very interesting. But off the top, we do have to mention this is the biggest story in the world right now. Obviously, the conflict in the Middle East. We know Trump called for a ceasefire yesterday, and apparently he tweeted out or posted on Truth Social that they both agreed to a ceasefire yesterday. The first 6 hours and up to 24 hours, all of it would be completely done. This 12-day war, he said, would be done. And that didn't happen.
I don't know if the other countries got the message.
That's what people were saying. They say, hey, does Iran and Israel know about this?
Yeah, were they informed about the ceasefire, or was Trump just going on his own accord?
And he came out, this is a footage of him speaking about it this morning. You have to hear this message.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Ooh.
Have you heard him say the F-bomb before?
I don't think I have. I've working in the video department, I've seen a lot of Trump videos, and I think that's the first time he's dropped the F-bomb.
I think it is too. That's why I had to play this video. I've never heard him do that before. But again, maybe they didn't get the memo in the beginning. Ceasefires in the past have been broken before. It's very possible that it can happen. He was hoping that they would follow this, and obviously that's not happening. Whether or not what side you're on here, it's just a very, very big conflict, obviously. But moving on from that, let's get into our celebrity news here. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, biggest wedding of the century, I think.
I can't, I mean, besides a royal wedding, I don't know what other wedding has been this, had been pushed this much and been in so many headlines.
Yeah. I'm honestly really excited about this wedding.
Are you?
I really wish I could be there. I really have always wanted to go to Venice, Italy. Just seeing all the photos and everything of, it's almost like a massive, Tony was saying, our associate producer, it's almost like a massive tourist attraction right now over there.
It is. Well, could you imagine, though, being a tourist and planning this trip, going to Venice like a year in advance, and you show up and you're just surrounded by billionaires and yachts, and this whole event is going on. And
Sure.
You just wanted to check out the canals.
And the billionaires, they're sailing away on their yachts because there's no parking, apparently.
No, they have run out of space on the docks.
And there's going to be a lot of celebrities here. Just to give you some of the digging that TMZ has done on this, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez will reportedly spend $50,000 for each guest to attend the wedding. And it's going to be intimate, we're learning. It's going to be about 200 guests only, close family, close friends. There will be a lot of celebrities there, including Jeff Kushner, Ivanka Trump, Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Katy Perry, Orlando Bloom, and several others, possibly Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Miranda Kerr. We don't know for sure. They have been at recent or past celebrations for the couple. Yeah. So we might see them. I would not be surprised.
Now, you said you were surprised a little bit by the total cost of this wedding. Were you expecting it to be a little bit more than what it is?
So our story, what we put out is that the initial rumors was that there was a $500 million budget for this wedding. And that's not surprising. That's kind of where I thought it would be at. Now we're learning this may cost around $10 million. So around $50,000 per guest if it's 200 people. But you know, there's also accommodations too. We got to remember that they're staying, the guests are staying at the Aman in Venice, and another hotel, which I have here on our story, says could be roughly $500,000 per night.
Smokes. And TMZ just posted a story. Tom Brady, the GOAT, is going to attend the wedding.
Little breaking news.
Little breaking news.
Little exclusive.
Yes, TMZ exclusive. Tom Brady will be attending the Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez
Man,
wedding.
to be Tom Brady, like, what a life.
He was just in New York City at the Fan Addicts event. I think he won $1 million competition of some sort. So now he's going to go use that money to travel to Venice to attend the wedding, I guess.
I heard he actually gave some of that money to the third place guy. It was like $250K.
Really?
In that competition.
What a gift.
Hey, honestly, that's like pennies to him, right? So, but hey, I hope he honestly maybe meets somebody over there.
Ooh.
Maybe Tom Brady will get into a romantic fling. I don't know.
Single Toms on the loose.
And we saw this photo too. We'll put it up right now. Mannequins of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez on a float that are going throughout Venice that we got. So again, it just kind of feels like a tourist attraction.
It's a whole show.
Right now.
It's a whole event, and people that are probably in Venice are enjoying it, the experience. And people from afar are very entertained by what's going on.
And I have to mention this because we teased it in our art here on YouTube. Tony Gonzalez, Lauren Sanchez's ex, will be at the wedding with his wife October.
Okay.
We're told that they have a maintained close friendship. They share a son together from the early 2000s. There was initial friction in the breakup in the beginning, but like I said, they remain close friends. Don't know how Jeff Bezos feels about this because I don't think his ex is coming to the wedding.
I'm going to guess not. That's a little more recent than what Lauren and Tony are.
And he I don't know if you remember, do you know how much money Jeff Bezos had to give to his ex-wife in that settlement?
I don't know the specific number, but I'm going to guess a lot.
I think it was over $1 billion.
Holy smokes.
So there will maybe be exes there. At least one we know about right now. But moving on to our next story. This one is interesting.
I don't know. It kind of bums me out a little bit.
It bums me out. I'm not trying to hate on anybody at all. Amanda Bynes, I was a big fan of hers growing up. Watched all her movies. Everybody, right? Big Fat Liar. Loved that movie growing up. But Amanda Bynes has gone on social media. She posted a video that she is now going to be going on Ozempic.
Okay. Assuming to lose weight.
To lose weight, yes. Okay. She wants to go from 173 pounds to 130 pounds. That's what she said. She wants to look better and she said this, paparazzi photos, and especially to avoid double chin angles.
That's the part that bums me out.
Why does it bum you out, Jim?
She feels like she has to look a certain way for the paparazzi. And for her to want to avoid this double chin look, or if you're trying to get better for yourself, that's important. But don't let the paparazzi drive your motivations.
I mean, I totally agree. We've seen her out in recent times. Seems like she's been getting out more and more. It looks like she's working on new things. She appears to be just, getting along. And that's great. I will say, too, that Ozempic, I have my reservations about it. I've been seeing some crazy articles out there just about Ozempic and side effects and things like that we don't even know about until people are on it for some time, right?
Yeah.
Like Ozempic blindness. It could cause eye strokes, things like that. I wrote down some other things. Patients are now suing for stomach paralysis is kind of the most common side effect that's come out of this, where you can't keep food down. And some of these people got off Ozempic and they still cannot escape that.
That's scary.
So I don't think I would go on that, but I'm always trying to avoid my double chin as well.
I embrace it.
I try to suck in, like mewing. You ever mew sometimes? Yeah. Just a little mew.
What is mewing?
You don't know what mewing is?
No.
It's when you chew, you get your cheeks, you push them in, and then you kind of, suck in your cheeks. And it sucks in the double chin and everything. Okay. That's why I'm in the gym with you, by the way, each day, trying to get rid of
Getting your mewing reps
Getting my mewing reps. So if you ever look over, I'm mewing. Okay. Moving on to our last story. This one I was shocked about. I'm a big Cobra Kai fan. Martin Kove, Karate Kid star. Everybody knows this guy. Huge in that franchise. He was at a convention in Washington, a fan convention, and reports are that an incident occurred during SummerCon where police were already present working the VIP section. According to the police report, Kove allegedly bit his co-star, Alicia Hannah Kim, on the arm with such force that he nearly drew blood. And apparently it was a playful thing. She had been walking by. He allegedly grabbed and bit her arm, and immediately, her and her husband came over to him and said this behavior was unacceptable. She was furious about it. And now we know as well, Kove was reportedly furious and outraged when he was confronted, and he insists that the bite was meant to be fun.
I don't know when biting is fun, and I think this is wild that he did this in front of her husband.
I've been on TV sets before where co-stars are close and everybody has that rapport with each other. Even the older stars and some of like the younger ones, everybody's just like chummy and good friends. But to be able to draw blood from someone with a bite, you got to bite pretty hard.
Apparently, police describe the bite as very noticeable with bruising. That's not a soft bite. That dude took a chomp.
And she decided not to press charges. It was for simple assault. The police told Kove that his actions constituted a crime and required him to stay until the situation was resolved. I can just imagine this scene there. Everybody's big fans of these people. They're probably all watching the police with them and everything. He was escorted out of the event in the end. But I follow this guy on Instagram and I watch him every day and all the things he posts. He always came off as like a dad figure, like the dad,
Yeah.
Nice, super nice guy. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was.
Ultimately, I just feel bad for the fans because that probably created a fiasco. They just wanted to interact with some of their favorite entertainers, and
exactly,
he just kind of ruined that.
Do you not ever, like, you're friends with Lucas Widman, our TMZ
Sports
senior producer.
Yeah.
You don't bite him when he walks by you in the morning here?
I have never taken a nibble out of Lucas, no.
Okay, got you. Maybe it's just the way that the Kove family grew up. Like people, kiss on the cheek or whatever. Maybe this is just their thing.
A friendly chomp.
Friendly little chomp. All right, well, we got some comments. I'm kind of worried about these. I hope there's no hate comments here. But we'll start with Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos' wedding. Novashot said 50% off wedding.
We both, like we both said, we expected it to be a little bit more than what's reported the cost of it. So,
well, these are sources that tell us this, so it's unclear how much they really spent. You never know. Jeff Bezos could wake up this morning and want like diamond encrusted pancakes or gold crusted pancakes, and those can cost, I don't know, whatever they decide to do, it'll add to the bill. Pamela said, I give the marriage less than a year to last.
Ooh,
that's a pretty wild claim. I don't think so. They've been together a while.
They have been, and that's a hefty price tag.
Which leads us to our next comment. Yeah. Brenda said prenup, most definitely. There has to be a prenup.
I mean, so obviously he didn't. There wasn't one in the first marriage because he gave her like over $1 billion.
Right.
So I think, did he learn his lesson? Do we do a prenup in the next one?
Well, this is what happens when you marry someone before you become successful.
Yeah.
Never do that. Never do that. Just putting that out there. I will not make that mistake. Okay, Cobra Kai, Martin Kove story. G. Sandy said, wow, a bite is dangerous because of the bacteria.
Ooh.
True.
Yeah.
in those conventions, I've been to some of those places and they got like hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff. Maybe he bit and had some food in his mouth. We don't know. Kind of nasty. Bacteria is a thing. Do you want to do our miscellaneous comments, Jim?
Yeah, well, Digital Bandito Studio says the TMZ boys are back in town.
I respect that, but they called us boys. Why not men?
Because we just have these boyish looks, I guess.
Right. Maybe it's because I said I mew sometimes.
Yeah.
They called me a boy. Unfortunate.
And then Priscilla says, hey, y'all from Texas. What up, Texas?
Never been to Texas. Just a layover flight.
I heard you don't mess with Texas.
Me?
No, I just...
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard in general, we're not supposed to mess with Texas.
Oh, yeah. I heard that too. You know, it's open carry there. You don't want to mess with them.
No.
I do like Texas Roadhouse, though.
All right. Big old steak.
Yeah. Baby back ribs. Baby back. You know what I mean?
Isn't that Chili's?
That is Chili's, yes. I don't know if they have a jingle, but this was fun, Jim.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Charlie Cotton, again, vacation right now.
Much deserved.
Charlie Neff, we'll be back tomorrow.
Awesome.
So, amazing. All right, thanks, Jim.
Yep.
See you guys.